Hey everybody, good morning. It's Monday, March 23rd. With my schedule being kind of different, my husband's having a hard time keeping which day it is straight, so he had to ask me. I found it kind of humorous. Anyway, how's everyone coping? I would like to know. I'm doing this on my regular business page, Foundational Transformations, because I had several people reach out to me over the weekend and that they weren't able to figure out, navigate, and I totally understand because this used to be me here a few years back, how to join the group. So I'll do the videos this week on my regular page, Foundational Transformations, and then I'll share them to the group. I'm really wanting to keep the chat there. And also that's where I'll offer, I'm opening up some coaching sessions, and that's where I'll offer my free coaching sessions. So anyway, I didn't know, nobody commented, so I didn't know if you wanted me to continue to read the cards that I draw for myself. I got up this morning and was kind of wondering, going, well, is this really the topic that I should talk about today? Which one did I want to start with for our 5 days together, and then we'll play it by ear after that. So my weekly cards that I drew this morning, my affirmation is I embrace new challenges, and how appropriate. This is a very challenging time for all of us. So how am I embracing that? So I will be asking myself that daily, and what new thing can I commit to, and how can I embrace it, and what am I making that mean for me? The other one, I kind of laughed and really kind of wanted to put it back in the deck, but as I read it, it made sense. So, and it was just ironic because how I woke up thinking maybe I should change what I want to talk about today. It's called Pet the Lizard, and it's from my Just One Thing card deck. Over the past several 100 million years, your brain has developed in 3 basic stages. Reptile, which is brainstem, focused on avoiding harm. Mammal, subcortex, focused on approaching rewards. And primate, neocortex, focused on attaching to us. And these key functions, avoiding, approaching, and attaching, are accomplished by all parts of the brain working together. But if you want to help yourself feel less concerned, uneasy, nervous, or traumatized, feelings and reactions that are highly affected by the reptilian portions of your brain, you need many repetitions of feeling safe, protected, and at ease. After all, lizards are slow learners. Or to put it differently, your inner lizard needs a lot of petting. Try this. When you feel fear, anxiety, or discomfort, repeatedly remind yourself that you're basically all right at this moment, and send calming thoughts and feelings down into the most ancient layers of your mind. Ease your body and release tension. Keep bringing awareness to the fact that you're safe, alive, and well. Keep talking in the good of these many moments of petting your inner lizard. Stay with these calming sensations for 10 to 20 seconds so it forms an implicit memory. Then relax like a lizard in the sun. So, at first, like I said, I wanted to put that card back in the deck, and then I was like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. I've tried to post some things. I've invited you guys to post things also in the group, in the Let's Talk Calm Chaos and Keep Balance group. I asked for facts only. I'm assuming, but you guys can find these things. I can either post them, they're on the KDHE site, and if you're living in a different state, then it would be your state and health and environment. It's the family action plan. It's if you're sick with the COVID-19 and how to reduce the spread. So those are some that I haven't gotten posted, but there's other links on there. So please keep sharing those that could be helpful to someone in this group, or that they can share with someone that they know that it could be helpful for, but just make sure that it is a fact. And then let's go ahead and proceed in our day-to-day. I want to know, besides washing your hands, what else are you doing to protect yourselves and keep your immune system up today? And I asked that about today because the speed of things every day is changing, and sometimes even by the hour. That really showed its face last week, and it's still kind of doing that a little bit this week too, and over the weekend. So I like to take it one day at a time, and I would like to know, what is your focus for today? Physical and emotional stress, your overall health. So what I want to do is remind you that when life feels out of control, scary, and the unknown is kind of frightening, there's always ways to focus and improve your health. The ripple effects that fear causes stress and panic in both conscious and our unconscious ways. So how can we maintain calm and control during these times? We'll probably dive into a little bit of this each day of our physical and emotional, and how I feel that they go hand in hand with each other. I'm going to try to keep these short and not very long. That way you can get on with your day, because I know many of you are still working, and just working at home maybe, but still working. So even though it's extremely important for us to keep a positive mindset during this time, there is much more to that than just keeping a positive mindset, and we'll get through this and everybody's la-di-da happy. There's much more to that. We need to find ways to quiet our mind, turn off our sympathetic nervous system, and turn on our parasympathetic nervous system. Our sympathetic nervous system is designed to, it's very important. We need it. We need it less than when we were in caveman days, but it still serves us very well. It's there to protect us. It's that fight or flight response. So, if you're in the woods and a bear's chasing you, or a wildcat, or you're in the street and you see headlights coming, it sends all your blood and energy. It sends out cortisol in your blood and energy, and allows your limbs to move, and gives you kind of an adrenaline rush. In doing so, it takes all that main blood and supply away from your core to do that. So, is this a scary time? Yes. Is our cortisol, are we, many of us, in the sympathetic? Yes. So how do we turn that around? I've got a few things that we'll discuss, and we'll probably be discussing a little bit of that all week, because like I said, I really feel like they go hand in hand. So how do we begin to corral that? First, we got to be mindful and kind of step back. Is this something that we should run from? What good is that doing us? And kind of be mindful towards that. Is this a time that we should be running and flighting? No. It's a time for us to kind of be grounding ourselves and staying safe and trying to be healthy. So the bear's not chasing us, but it is frightening times. So to start corralling that fear and turning it off, and you might feel like you can't control stress because maybe you've never tried any of these things. Maybe you've never been introduced. Maybe you're really, really good at controlling your stress, and you may already know what I'm getting ready to talk about, especially if you're one of my clients. We've probably gone over a little bit of this in a different way. But I am here to tell you that you can and you do have the power to control your stress and your subconscious and your conscious mind. And whether or not that's flipping on that switch for the parasympathetic or flipping it off so that the sympathetic is making us run, we have that control. And that's very important for us to know in these very uncertain and frightening times, that we still have control over what we think, we do, how we react, who we are. Again, like I said, when we are in the parasympathetic and we're not running, our body is then in a healthier state. It is calm. The cortisol is not coming out. It is actually, serving our core, all of our liver, our heart, our kidneys, our organs. So when we ask ourselves, is my situation right now, the kids are screaming in the back, I'm trying to work, whatever your situation might be at the moment, is it a life or death situation? No. The kids are screaming. Everybody's got a roof. You got to kind of rationalize those out and just kind of take a minute and breathe that in and decipher. And that in alone, when you start focusing and putting your focus towards that instead of just the chaos, you start directing that focus, is calming in itself. And there's many ways, and I am sure, like I said earlier, that we will be discussing this throughout the week. Because it does so run hand in hand with so much of what we do. But today, how we're going to start to quiet the mind. It is so easy to get caught up in the chatter. So let's first kind of look at limiting that chatter each day. I kind of recommend, and most professionals that I've been watching recommend kind of the same thing, of going about 30 minutes to an hour each day. Some of my colleagues have found that like 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night is working well for them and their clients. Me, I'm kind of I'm spending 45 minutes to an hour a day, most of which is in the evening. I limit my news. I really don't watch news, but I have been turning it on occasionally throughout this. And basically, I try to limit that news to 30 minutes, and I try to limit my social media or while I'm watching the news, check those facts on social media. I go directly to the KDHE site. I go directly to the CDC site. Andrew Walker shared a site earlier for the Topeka area, so I've gone to that too. And sometimes I'll do those together in the evening, so I might get 30 minutes and be done for the day, or I might go over the 45. I might do the 45 by doing that, and 15 minutes earlier in the day somewhere I was checking an email that was sent out. Anyway, I'm usually, like I said, doing both of them together. But whatever it is that is going to be your sweet spot, I really encourage you to find what your sweet spot is and turn it off the rest of the time. Focus on what you do have control of. Focus on what's going on and being present in your current situation. That, like I said, draws you back into power and being able to control your thoughts and your emotions by being able to focus. You just got to remember, stick to the facts, that speculation only feeds fear. Fear feeds our sympathetic nervous system, which we don't want activated, not unless we really truly need to run and fly. You want to keep that as calm as we can, and that also helps your immune system, your physical immune system, because if you're in sympathetic and everything is down towards your limbs, then that's compromising your organs and your core. So by keeping calm and keeping your parasympathetic activated and not having to feel like you have to fly or fight or run, that in itself boosts your personal immune system to something like a virus trying to get you. And then here is, I'm going to end this today with, I'm about ready to end it anyway, with if you need immediate stress release, this little trick your body will thank you for later. Sometimes you don't always necessarily feel it right away, but your inside body is doing what it should do, and you're confusing it, which is what you want to do. So if you find yourself in that fight or flight stress, going, oh my gosh, take a minute and, thanks for the hearts and likes. Take a minute and trick your body. Breathe in, inhale for the count of 5, and hold it at the top for the count of 5. And then exhale a little bit longer for the count of 7. Sometimes I just go right into the 5, I call it 5-5-7 breath, and sometimes I hold it down at the bottom before I breathe back in for anywhere from 3 to 5. So find kind of what works for you. I've also done this with like 5-5-5-5. But focus on your breath, and what it's doing with that 5-5-7 is it's telling your insides that no, even though your body feels like it needs stress and it needs that cortisol and it needs that extra adrenaline, your mind and your body's talking to each other, and it's like, well, I guess not, because her breathing has calmed down, so I guess she doesn't need that, so hold off on that right now. Like I said in the beginning, if you haven't tried something like that, it takes you a little bit to go, is this working or is it not? But I guarantee you that it does, and it will, and it is. Please share this with anybody. Invite them to the group that you think that these sessions this week might help. Not just my sessions, but what each member can contribute to this group in helping each other. And we will go forward with more keeping your immune system up, and ways to do that, and ways to reduce stress, and how to get through this, setting your routines, how important that is. We will discuss all of that as this week goes on. I'll be here Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock. So try those breaths and be more mindful so that you can direct your focus in positive ways, which will help cut down your stress and give you power. Thank you. Have a marvelous Monday, and I'll see you all tomorrow.